or an afternoon or evening. There's a great daily specials like $2 Tuesdays, games of bowling, shoe rentals, draft beers, and tacos, all just $2 each. Have a delicious burger at EJ's Lounge before or after your bowling or pool session, and you'll leave satisfied. Madsen's Bowling and Billiards at 47th and Dudley.
Are you looking to get into the electrical construction industry or wanting a new scene? The electrical workers of Local Union 265 are now hiring licensed journeymen and apprentices and are offering great pay and benefits. Call Mike at 402-875-1034 to apply. Start your electrical career today.
This is On the Block with Strick and Austin. Nebraska Basketball Hall of Famer and 9-year NBA vet, Erick Strickland.
Strickland for three! And you're going to go out of here as the Big 8 tournament champion.
Middle school basketball coaching legend and Duke basketball shooting coach in his mind, Austin Orman. Coming at you live from the heart of Lincoln, America. On air and online at theticketfm.com. Presented by NEBCO. This is On the Block with Strick and Austin.
Welcome in. A happy Thirsty Thursday to you and yours. I'm Austin Orman. To my left, your right on screen, the Husker Hall of Famer, the 9-year NBA vet, our insider, Erick Strickland. Stricky baby, how you doing?
Doing good, my guy. Doing good. It's a wonderful day. I mean, we're off to a quick start here. It's a great crossover.
It is. Let's just jump right back into where we left off with the guys. Chucky Hepburn transferring out of Wisconsin. Seems like, to me, again, I don't know what you know. If you're going to share anything, that's completely up to you. But it seems like he's jumping in the transfer portal a little late. There's a lot of speculation, early on that, hey, this could be the year that Chucky Hepburn finally hits the transfer portal. I know a lot of Nebraska fans were looking forward to that. The days come, and here it is. But did you think that, this was a decision that Chucky wasn't sure about entering the transfer portal, so that's why it took this long? But why do you think the timing is now for him to hop in?
I think there's probably first you want to kind of eye everything and see, one, what's happening with the team, who's staying, who's coming. Then you've got to weigh that. Then you lose one of your great running mates at the guard position, which is AJ Storr, a guy that you can really rely on. Then you assess who's coming, and then you probably gauge relationships internally. How do I feel about the coach? How do I feel about the staff? Do I think this staff can get us there? Do I feel these secondary guys? What, you know what I'm saying? And then you start kind of weighing all of that, and then you probably come to a position as, okay, are they taking care of my worth? With my NIL worth? Is there somebody out there that thinks I'm even more worthy? Then, like for me, then you need to assess when the choice is made, does the choice make sense? And then this is why I think sometimes you can look at guys and the decisions that they made and where they were, where the opportunity lay, and then assess, like, did it make sense? Is there something else more behind it? Like, that's kind of why when I heard about Eli Rice's choice, to me, that's a downgrade.
And we'll get into that. So don't get too far into that. But yeah.
But that's just kind of something to give a little bit of because some of these aren't going to make sense. Like you're going to be able to really, like, you can understand Hunter Dickinson move from Michigan. You can understand that, right? You can even understand Caleb Love to Michigan. Looks kind of funny to Arizona. You can understand that, right? But then Job.
Get into that one too.
You know what I'm saying? So I'm looking at it and I'm like, that don't make sense. So there's a lot of them in here that you can have these situations, Austin, where you look at them and you're like, okay, either it's heavy, and I can understand Latrell Ricell Jr. What would not make sense is Latrell Ricell Jr. leave after now guys are about to vacate, and you're a sixth man on a team that just went
to the Final Four.
Yeah. Now, I would be like, what the heck's going on? those are the things that you're going to be able to assess in these, as we now understand more about NIL, as we now understand about the transfer portal, what's going on within it, and where they're going. You'll understand what it's about.
Curious to see where Chucky Hepburn ends up, and we're still, of course, waiting on decisions from a couple other Bellevue West players, and William Kyle and Frankie Fiddler. I don't know the likelihood of any of them ending up at Nebraska at this point, let alone if they stay in the conference, if they stay in the region, or where it is they end up going. I think you could talk me into a role for any of those guys, but I'm not saying any of those guys are slam dunks for Nebraska at this point, not even close, right? I think there's still plenty of outside interest from other schools, and these guys have to weigh not just the playing time, but in some cases, what's the best offer out there? It honestly might not be Nebraska, and that might be a determining factor in this day and age.
Definitely, I don't think the Frankie Fiddler situation works, and here's why. Upon the return of Bryce and Juwan, that those are the ones you're competing and you're battling and you're fighting for minutes. Period, and they're probably going to be starters. So, and
even with Griffiths coming in, they don't play the same position, but
same type of style. You know what I mean?
Right.
So, and with Griffiths coming, I think that just pretty much solidified a guy that has a little bit more time. They'll probably give a little bit more deference there to working him into the system more so. So yeah, I don't think the Frankie Fiddler situation. I still think the William Kyle situation is one to you could hope for. I think defensively, I think he's a better version of Job because he's further along.
Right. But still young enough.
Still young enough. Still got a few more years out of that you can have from him.
And
super just as athletic. Now I think his body's just about the same. I think there's a lot of correlation between those two. If you land him, I think you got a better version of what Job would have been coming back.
And part of what we talked about with a guy like Job coming back is the jumper, right? The potential to stretch it out. That's tantalizing. That gives him a higher ceiling. But if the jumper never comes around and we kept waiting for, will he develop a jumper? Will he develop a jumper? When's it coming along? I'd just rather have a guy not even mess with it, right? Know what he's good at, save it for the offseason, and then in case of emergency, break it out. But I don't know. We heard Jordy Shimanga was shooting jump shots at one point too, and Job's stroke looked better than Shimanga's ever did. But I guess my point that I'm trying to get to again is, if William Kyle is a better player, I think it will be because he's simplified. He knows rotations, he knows timing on defense, and he's not trying to be, someone he's not outside of his comfort zone, at least in games, if that makes sense.
Yeah, facts.
The one transfer that on a national scale I don't really get, you mentioned AJ Storr to Kansas. Either he's getting his mill or he reconsidered his own offer. I know his girlfriend just committed, I think, to play basketball at Kansas as well. Jeremy Roach from Duke has declared for the NBA draft and entered his name in the transfer portal. He's not coming back to Durham either way. And that's one Strick that I think is just kind of weird, but also very emblematic of the day and age. If there's a time for Jeremy Roach to transfer, I think it would have been a few years ago, either before Krzyzewski's last year or with the bridge to Shire, go out, strike out his own path. But Jeremy Roach to me felt very Quinn Cook-ish, whereas Quinn Cook, started as a freshman, didn't necessarily live up to a lot of promise, really grew into a role and was a starting guard on that 2015 national championship team. I thought Jeremy Roach could have had a similar career. Early kind of flame out against Tennessee, you come back, you make a run later in your career. But this is a guy that saw Coach Krzyzewski for 2 years, saw Coach Shire for 2 years, and now all of a sudden his fifth year, he wants to transfer somewhere. He's getting paid at Duke. He's getting a bag. Where is he going to go that's better, where he's going to have more of a role than Duke? That's one that I don't understand, but I think is perfectly emblematic of the day and age of the transfer portal.
Well, because there's a shift. The shift of the energy, the shift of the focus is not going to be on him. But it depends.
But it wasn't already.
I know. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So if you thinking that you were probably going to step into or step up, then that's not going to be the case. But you're a defensive guy. You're a guy that looks to get stops. You make plays when you can. But at the same time, you're going to probably have a pretty strong team. To me, winning teams always generate more buzz.
Yeah.
Some of the best teams that go long into the tournament. I mean, you can just go back into the day and see, just look at a young Michigan team, like 4 of their guys get drafted, 1 in the second round, 3 in the first. you can go back and look at those Duke teams where 3 of them, Leitner, and then
Hill,
you follow up Hill, Hurley. 2 of them in the first round.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's the case with that. I mean, because you would get the bump from the eyes being on a Duke program with your boy coming, Cooper Flag. So that's the thing I think people weigh into, because I'm telling you, if you're chasing bag, and if the bag that you're chasing happens to be on a bad team, I don't care what type of numbers you put up, you're going to get a look, but it isn't going to have the same value as the production that you put on in helping a team to win.
Right.
Now, you're going to have to sell me a serious story to get me to go somewhere else where it can be possibly 2 years or more before we even start to see any progress of making it into something. Or who do you have coming? Who can I be working with? There may be potential there. Who's already, and if it's not ready made for us to come in and have some success, I mean, that's where Latrell Ricell Jr. walked into a, pretty successful team that already had a good run. He had some first round draft picks coming into it, good
had a chance to play
situation.
A role but could still grow.
Yeah. So that's the thing, man. You got to keep an eye on it, because if you're Roach, where do you go? Everything for Roach is at best horizontal,
right,
and at worst a downgrade.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I just didn't get that one, but I thought
what are you gonna go, UConn?
If he goes to UConn, I'm gonna throw something. But here's the thing: if it means Duke got Cooper Flag away from UConn, I guess I'll take that trade.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Everything's gonna. So I don't like the concept of going away from the people that know you and the system that you know to learn a whole new system, have to get acclimated to that, and do it in a summer to where I want to decompress.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to be convoluted with thoughts. I want to just be able to. Now I've got to worry about going in early, figuring out, letting them see me. I know y'all know me. I'll see y'all back, in workouts.
Right.
You know what I'm coming back with. And I can go work on my game and come back with what I need to do to help this team for what we're missing or what we need to step up to get better.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I don't understand it. It's a weird dynamic that's going on these days, bro.
It really is. Let's talk about the departures. Not guys that are coming to Nebraska, but guys that have left Nebraska. We've gotten some decisions recently. Let's go over what those decisions were. Where did some players end up? And maybe some more transfer portal talk as well outside of that here during On the Block.
Hi, this is State Senator Carolyn Bozin. As a state senator, wife, and mom, I believe Lincoln is a great place to work and raise a family. My husband Reggie and I are local family business owners and actively involved in our community. Last year, I voted for the largest property tax relief package in Nebraska history. Property tax relief is important to every family, and I will continue to deliver more property tax relief to working families. This is Carolyn Bozin, and I am asking for your vote on May 14th. Paid for by Bozin for Legislature.
93.7 The Ticket, Fox, KFXL Weather. Brought to you by Bryant Air Conditioning, Heating, Electrical, and Plumbing.
Your Lincoln forecast for today, we'll see a chance of showers this morning and partly sunny skies this afternoon. It will be breezy too with the high around 58. Tonight we'll see increasing clouds and a low around 35. And tomorrow mainly cloudy skies expected with an afternoon high around 59. Meteorologist Kyle Bucker for 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
The Double the Savings sales event is happening now through April 22nd at Bonsall Pool & Spa. During this event, buyers can take advantage of up to $1,500 in savings and receive 0% APR for 60 months. Visit the Bonsall Pool & Spa showroom at 33rd and Pioneers or visit their website at bonsallpool.com to learn more about their hot tub sale. Act fast because this offer ends soon. Bonsall Pool & Spa, every day made better.
Okay, it's time to sell the house. How do we even begin to choose from the hundreds of realtors in town?
Easy. We make a pros list.
You mean a pros and cons list?
No, just a pros list. We need someone with pro photography to showcase the house in the best possible way, pro marketing to make sure we get maximum exposure, pro negotiations so we know we get the best price.
This is one of those times where you already know the right answer, isn't it?
You know it is. Ben Bleicher and Professional Realty Group.
Contact Ben Bleicher and the team at Professional Realty Group of Berkshire Hathaway's Home Services Ambassador. Online online at prg-ne.com.
If you're looking for a pre-owned tractor to upgrade your operation this year, you'll find a wide selection at your local Landmark Implement. We'll work with you to find the right equipment for your needs at a price that's right for you, all backed by Landmark's extensive parts and service network. During the month of April, get financing as low as 3.9% for up to 72 months on model year 21 through 23 wheeled 8R tractors. Visit landmarkimp.com to see our complete inventory or stop by your local Landmark location today and experience the Landmark difference.
Hey, Husker Nation, Matt Davison here with 1890. It's an exciting time to be a Husker fan, and to keep that momentum going, we need your help. Nebraska has always been a leader in college athletics, and we're doing the same through name, image, and likeness. NIL is a unique opportunity for every Husker fan to have a direct impact on the success of our programs. Through 1890, 100% of your contribution goes to the student athletes. So go to 1890nebraska.com, choose your sport, become a member, and help the Huskers recruit and retain the best. Go Big Red.
Sandhills Global is hiring. With their fast-paced, growing culture, they have hundreds of new openings in sales, marketing, traveling support, software development, web design, and more. Full-time roles offer a 4.5-day work week, along with flexible internships in most areas. Career and internship opportunities are available at our global headquarters in Lincoln, Nebraska. Find your fit today at www.sandhills.jobs.
Now back to On the Block with Strick and Austin on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
This is On the Block. I'm Austin Norman. Erick Strickland to my left, your right on screen. This show brought to you 2 to 4 daily by Nebco. Nebco's operations span the state of Nebraska and supply the construction industry with the materials needed to construct buildings, streets, and highways since 1908. Fourth-generation family-owned and operated business with over 1,200 employees and 26 companies throughout Nebraska. Visit nebcoinc.com to learn more. All right, Strick, you touched on a couple of these guys that transferred out of Nebraska basketball. They found new homes. Let's start with eeny, meeny, miny, mo, Eli Rice. Staying in conference, following a couple Husker volleyball players to Happy Valley. Eli Rice, a Nittany Lion at Penn State. What do you make of that move? Says it all right there.
Shrewsbury's not there. They didn't have a great year, and you're coming off of a team that you were next up for, who just went to the NCAA tournament and was third in the conference unexpectedly. Now, they must have sold him the dream, or families like, oh, you shouldn't be there. You're way better. But you go to Penn State. Like Penn State's no different than here. It's a football school with a basketball. So you're basically made a lateral move to go to another place away from home.
And Penn State's more in the middle of nowhere.
That they don't know you. You don't have no tape. You've got to go and reprove yourself to somebody when at least they know who you are. To me, that's a not wanting to take accountability for whatever skill set you're deficient in. And you want to go somewhere else where you're going to probably, depending on what their system and their accountability systems are, they allow you to just do what you like on defense, not play defense, or shoot and do what you want, how you want it. I don't know. But at the same time, it's weird because it doesn't make sense. Not unless they paid you just an abnormal. But they seem very much similar to us. Have good football money, solid basketball money, but they're not focused on basketball.
Right.
I think even less than here, to be honest. I don't know. It's weird.
Even though they ended up making the tournament, a couple times somewhat recently, I'm definitely with you there. There are shots to go around with Kanye Clary having left the team, been dismissed from the team, no longer a part of it. He was their leading scorer at the time that Penn State came to Nebraska. So, yeah, there's some shots there for him to take. I kind of like the idea of him, at the top of their press that they ran against Nebraska, gave him some fits. But it does seem like a step down, a step backwards for a guy that didn't necessarily need to take one. So if you're going to take a step down to go back up, you probably go closer to home. You probably go mid-major, not just a lower team in the same conference as your previous team. That's why it's weird to me.
Yeah, it's so weird. The Eli Rice one's throwing me for a major loop. Jamarcus is throwing me for even more, but I can even more understand because one, it's fit, right?
Jersey guys closer to home, going to Rhode Island.
You're closer to home. Yeah, he's going to Rhode Island. You're closer to home. The experiment of Jamarcus Lawrence playing at the point guard position didn't work. Not because they didn't give him an opportunity.
Right.
You had every opportunity to show and shine.
Mm-hmm.
Just didn't get the job done. Mm-hmm. That's not Fred Hoiberg's or nobody's fault. But what you got coming in, you're not going to probably beat out those guys because guess what they got upon you? More size. They do a little bit more things. They probably rebound better. So they're probably
actually started games.
You know what I mean? Yeah, it's gonna be tough. So then the point guard situation, yes, they're coming to replace you. So I can understand a little bit more about maybe the possibility of wanting to bounce, but there was still opportunity here for you. Mm-hmm. But probably just not at the position that you probably excel most at. Unfortunately, you needed to bounce. For him, that might be good.
I'll be curious to see what his stats are. Now, I don't think we're going to be checking in on his stats or his role nearly as much as we were with, say, Adrian Martinez down at Kansas State. But to see if Jamarcus Lawrence is running the one comfortably, or if he gets to slide back into that kind of combo guard 1-2 sort of role. So I'll fire up some Rhode Island basketball, see what Jamarcus is doing. Then this one's tricky.
That's a downgrade, though.
It is.
Major downgrade.
Step down to the Atlantic 10. Biggest downgrade, though, Matar Diop. He goes from Nebraska to Loyola Marymount. And this was your boy.
Have you seen Airplane?
Yeah.
The face palm.
Yeah. Everyone all in unison.
Everybody's like that's what that feels like right now. I'm like, are you serious, my guy? Like Loyola what? Like there was open. Like it was like a Venus flytrap, wide open for you to catch whatever you wanted to catch in it.
Mm-hmm.
And you just wanted to go to Loyola Marymount? Like, all right, my guy, go ahead. I mean, that one's I don't even think they have, even if you were on the mid-tier, lower tier of NIL here in Nebraska, I don't even think Loyola Marymount was going to be. Now, listen, they got money. I ain't going to lie to you. They're now maybe you're going for the grades because it's a pretty good
academic
school.
Research school.
It's a good academic school. Maybe you're going for that. But
it's in LA.
And
I'm just throwing stuff out there.
My brother actually lives like less than 5 minutes from Loyola Marymount. Maybe I'll go down and see him and pop in and see what he's doing. But yeah, my little brother lives like right off of Jefferson, just down the hill. Loyola Marymount's like 10 minutes from the airport. It's kind of sitting right there on the hill as you kind of leave the airport and make your way towards like Brentwood and towards that area. You just kind of, as you're dipping down the hill, and you can hit Jefferson and kind of go over towards Westwood, and it's kind of weird. It sits in the cut. Yeah.
Gotcha.
It's a nice campus though.
Take me with you. I'll go to Cali with you, Stricky.
LA has not been my favorite in a while. It's kind of wild. I kind of halfway evade it, but I love going to see my brother.
Family makes it worth it.
Yeah.
But speaking of family, that's what I think Nebraska could have been for some of these guys. In order of surprise transfers for me, Jamarcus Lawrence, probably least surprising of the three we've talked about. I'm going to put Eli Rice in the middle. Maybe he just wanted more of a role, and you see guys bounce for that all the time. Matar Diop is the most surprising one to me, just on that kind of human, personal level, because Nebraska was the school that took the chance on him and that he trusted with his development, right? You talk about why do you go someplace where they don't know you, where they don't necessarily have the same, plan for you, know how to use you in the same way. Nebraska's already worked for you with a year. They have a path laid out for you for your development. Why don't you see that plan through to the end, right? I mean, I have to go start a whole new plan from square one. Like, some of it's about loyalty, but some of it's about just on a basic human level. It's these people just don't know you as well. How can they possibly have the same big picture, benefit in mind for you that Nebraska did, given that they've already invested a whole year into you?
The system would have been so fitting for your development, for us to take you from raw talent to a skilled player that I venture to say that Loyola Marymount's probably going to use him as a rim runner and, give him a little touches in the post, so and so and so. But they're not going to, like, if I'm Matar Diop, I'm looking at Rink Mass and I'm like, what is it going to take for me to become that? And I'm having conversations with coaches and staff I need development to become that. Then you kind of see flashes of it, when they got into the game and he made some great moves in a couple plays, and you can tell he's got form to his stroke. It's just not pure to it. It's not fully confident. It's not sure. It's just raw. I'm like, I can get you there.
Mm-hmm.
The system's set for you to pop into this one, step into an Alec role initially, short corner, flash, run, rebound, and get some of that periodically when I send my guy to the bench. Because if I'm Diop, I'm saying, okay, even if you're bringing guys in, I'm going to be first up in the rotation to go from Rink Mass. This is what I'm saying in my head. If I'm him, I'm going me Rink start, Rink goes bench. Whenever he does, I go to his position to work on my mojo there.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I'm working. That's what I'm all summer's development for being the first guy to replace Rink. Then it's then Rink and what's my guy from North Dakota?
Andrew Morgan.
Bring Morgan in because I'm better than Morgan. I'm going to be better than Morgan when it comes time for this system to work because, one, I know it.
Mm-hmm.
He doesn't. He's still got to come and develop it, and his jumper's not there. So he's got to learn a whole new system, try to develop a jumper in his offseason, and fill all of those voids where I've just got to develop one part of the system. I already know the system. I just got to develop the jumper.
Right. Which plenty of guys have done before.
It's weird.
Yeah. I guess we'll see.
What do you guys say? 402-464-5685. Do you agree with Austin Orman and his assessment as to the ranking? Do you rank him in the same? Which one surprised you the most as far as the transfer? And rank them accordingly. 1, 2, 3. Austin Orman said what?
I said Jamarcus was the least surprising, Eli Rice in the middle, Matar Diop the most surprising.
There you go. That's the ranking.
Let me know if you agree.
Yeah. Let us know if you agree. 402-464-5685.
And just because we're getting a couple questions on this, let's just run it down from the top here really quickly before the shootout. Chucky Hepburn in the transfer portal, leaving Wisconsin. Frankie Fiddler from Omaha, still in the transfer portal. William Kyle from South Dakota State.
Frankie's
still in the
kind of more leaning
decision.
somewhere to his decision. Mm-hmm.
Okay,
probably in conference.
Oh, okay. Keep your eye on that. Then the players that have left Nebraska. Jamarcus Lawrence going to Rhode Island. You have Eli Rice going to Penn State, and Matar Diop going to Loyola Marymount. No decision yet for CJ Wilcher. That's kind of the rundown. Let's play the shootout. Champs in the building.
CJ to Seton Hall.
CJ to Hall?
To Seton Hall?
Maybe.
I think CJ may go back out.
East. Closer to home.
Yeah. Probably. We'll see.
402-464-5685. Need a contestant for the shootout. Champs in the building. Knock him off his throne. $30 Buffalo Wings and Rings is yours if you can. We'll play it next. If you're a homeowner or a business owner, you have a lot of projects, and no one has an unlimited budget or time. Sunbelt Rentals makes all jobs less stressful with no need to purchase large equipment or hire a crew. You can do it yourself with rentals and everything from aerators and power rakes for spring yard work to stump grinders, concrete mixers, tile saws, and more. Check out their inventory in Lincoln, north of Cornhusker Highway on 56th Street, or online at sunbeltrentals.com.
Are you looking to get into the electrical construction industry or wanting a new scene? The electrical workers of local union 265 are now hiring licensed journeymen and apprentices and are offering great pay and benefits. Call Mike at 402-875-1034 to apply. Start your electrical career today. If you're in Seward or Milford, listen up. Select Plumbing is now servicing your area with no trip charges from Lincoln. Select Plumbing works on a variety of issues for your home and business, including general plumbing, water heaters, faucet and fixture repair, underground sewer and water repairs, backflow testing, and more. Keep your property free from leaks and other issues. Call today for a free estimate, 402-560-6197. It's not just Lincoln, Waverly, and the surrounding area anymore. It's also Seward and Milford with no trip charges. Contact Select Plumbing to inquire at 402-560-6197.
Empower a child today with the Teammates Mentoring Program. Hope is only a conversation away when you choose to share your talent, time, and heart with a child. Together, you can build a relationship based on strengths and chart a brighter future, 1 week at a time. Find out how you can be a mentor by visiting LincolnTeammates.org. Become what you needed as a kid by joining the Teammates Mentoring Program today.
Working at Continental in Lincoln isn't a job, it's a career. And right now, they've raised wages again, and they're hiring for production operators at $24.62 per hour, which grows to $28.97 per hour within 3 years. Skilled trade positions now start at $33.36 per hour, with opportunities to make more based on certifications. Continental also has salary jobs available and great benefits, plus medical and prescription costs at very low premiums. Dental, vision, and life insurance are offered at no premium cost to the associates, with increased bonuses and vacation for new hires. To learn more or apply, go to continentaljobs.com with keyword Lincoln. Come work at Continental today.
Hi, Sean Callahan here for Koppel Chevrolet GMC, and our annual spring sales event is now underway. We have absolutely huge savings right now at Koppel. New Sierras and new Silverados have a double whammy. Choose from APR starting at 1.9% or discounts over $9,000. Yes, that's right, 1.9% APR or discounts of over $9,000. So please take that short money-saving drive down 144th Street just south of the interstate, or check us out online at koppelcars.com. You'll be glad you did. All deals with approved credit.
It's getting nicer outside, but it's still hit or miss in the spring on golf weather. Not at Double Eagle Golf. You're home for always 72-degree weather with no wind. Book a bay with some friends for a weekend or come by for golf and happy hour on a weekday. Spring leagues are underway, but stay tuned for info on indoor golf tournaments and book your bay for after the spring game in late April. That's all at Double Eagle Golf inside the Kinetic Sports Complex on West O Street. Online at doubleeagle.golf. Start your Sundays off right with Jeff and Nicole Essink on Fitness Fanatics. Jeff and Nicole discuss health and wellness, how to achieve fitness goals, and more through the life of gym owners and gym goers. It's Fitness Fanatics from 9 to 11 a.m. on Sundays on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
I see the future in our public school classrooms every day. I'm Jenny Benson, president of the Nebraska State Education Association. I also see how critically important parent and community support is to our students' success. Support your public schools. Get involved. Form a business school partnership or become a school volunteer. Great schools and great communities work hand in hand.
Sponsored by the Nebraska State Education Association, aired by the Nebraska Broadcasters Association and this station.
It's time to play Shootout with Strick. Call now, 464-5685, to take your shot against Erick Strickland. Shootout with Strick. Brought to you by Buffalo Wings and Rings.
Time to play the game.
Stricky, how you feeling?
Yesterday, I felt I was ready. Today, I needed my meal coffee, and it's Thirsty Thursday. So let's get it. Let's go. I'm ready.
How about this? Let's both take a sip. You got your milk coffee. I got my cactus cooler from Delco Dave's.
And we have our boy, Uncle Kev, coming in.
We do. Stay tuned for that in about an hour. Dave, what are you drinking today?
I'm drinking water.
Smart. You are
smart water.
Definitely the wisest among us with your water. You know the rules of the shootout, so hold on the line. We will give Strick his questions, and then we will get to you. Okay. All right, here we go, Stricky. Team USA basketball. That's the way we're going here. Okay, your round starts here in 3, 2, and 1. He's played the most career games in Team USA history. Carmelo Anthony or David Robinson?
Carmelo Anthony.
Yep, he averaged more rebounds per game for Team USA. Tim Duncan or Kevin Garnett?
Tim Duncan.
Yep, he has the better career free throw percentage for Team USA. Devin Booker or Ray Allen?
Ray Allen.
Yep, and he has the most career assists for Team USA. Most career assists for Team USA.
LeBron James.
Really? You're hating?
Mm-hmm.
Good guess. That's a perfect round for Stricky. 4 for 4 for 5 points. Dave, you're going to need a perfect round. You ready to give it a shot?
Does he pay you to pick basketball all the time?
No, it's just been in the news. We're still in basketball season, so it's in the news, and we'll start getting to baseball. We'll get back to football, all sorts of stuff.
There's a lot of stuff in the news.
All right, Dave, do you want to give it a round?
Dave don't want to go forfeit.
Well, talk is cheap, so I guess I'll try it.
Yeah, Dave.
Good answer,
job.
Dave.
Good answer.
Your round starts here in 3, 2, and 1. He scored the most career points in Team USA history. Charles Barkley or Kevin Durant?
Kevin Durant.
Yep, he has the better career 3-point percentage for Team USA. Allen Houston or Chris Mullin?
Chris Mullin.
It's Houston. He has more career steals for Team USA. Chris Paul or Michael Jordan?
Michael Jordan.
Yep, and he scored the most points in a single game for Team USA.
10, 9, 8.
Scored the most points in a single game for Team USA.
Michael Jordan.
Jordan is a good guess. Unfortunately, incorrect. Let me hit Stricky's music. Dave, appreciate the effort. Thanks for playing. We'll start working some other sports in here soon.
Well, let me know when that happens.
Okay. Stricky, you did it again. Look at that man. Mama, there goes that man.
Yeah!
Do you know the player scored the most points in a single game for Team USA?
Rico. Let's let tag.
But no, you have to guess. You have a guess.
Something in my mind is saying Carmelo Anthony.
Rico, would Strick be right?
Yes, sir. My man's.
Mellow.
The mellow fellow.
3 to the dome.
It was like 60-something, wasn't it?
37.
30-something.
Oh, 37?
Yeah.
If he had not decided to retire from Olympic play from international play, he would still be the all-time leading scorer in Team USA history. But he retired, and Kevin Durant took that mantle. It's okay, though.
Captain America passed the shield to new Captain America.
It's all right, but Captain America, Carmelo Anthony, took that leading scorer tag as a sixth man for Team USA, not a starter.
He did. It's true.
Thanks,
Rico.
Talk your noise, Rico.
This is my man.
My man's in there.
All right, we do still have the $30 to Buffalo Wings and Rings to give away, so we will do that on our text line. It's still 402-464-5685, brought to you by Starter Heyman Jewelers. Dave played on our Honda of Lincoln hotline. Here's the question, Stricky. What is the largest margin of victory for Team USA men's basketball in the Olympics?
70.
Over or under text line, we'll do texter number 7 with the right answer. Over or under 70 points. 402-464-5685. $30 to Buffalo Wings and Rings. Over or under 70 points. College football in hour 2. Don't go anywhere. You're listening to On the Block on 93.7 The Ticket.
Hi, I'm Senator Bo Ballard. I was born and raised in Lancaster County, learning the value of hard work and grit at a young age. I built my own company, creating jobs right here in our community. I know that families and businesses in our community need lower taxes, lower cost of healthcare, and a great education. That's why, as your senator, I helped pass the largest tax cut and made the most significant investment in education in Nebraska history and worked to reduce the cost of healthcare. I'm Senator Bo Ballard, and I humbly ask for your vote on May 14th. Paid for by Ballard for Nebraska.
Hi, this is State Senator Carolyn Bosden. Education is a cornerstone to building a strong, vibrant community. I voted for the historic increase in funding for education in the legislature. As a state senator, wife, and mom, I believe Lincoln is a great place to work and raise a family. My husband Reggie and I are local business owners and understand the valuable role of education in our community. This is Carolyn Bosden, and I am asking for your vote on May 14th, paid for by Bosden for Legislature.
Community means something different to everyone. But for me, it means cheering on those around you during the good times and helping them out during the tough times. I'm softball player Jordy Ball, and I've been blessed with the support of my friends, family, coaches, and community throughout my life. When looking for a bank to call home, it was easy to choose Midwest Bank. I never feel like just another customer, and they're proud to support their communities. They love what they do, and it shows. Your community, your bank, Midwest Bank.
With a Planet Fitness Black Card, you don't just get a great workout, you get a great perk out because your membership is packed with perks. For $1 down and $24.99 a month, you'll get perks like access to any of our 2,400 clean and spacious locations. Bring your friend anytime and both work out with tons of equipment that'll give you that big fitness energy. Relax in the Black Card spa and more. Work out and perk out with the PF Black Card. Join for just $1 down and $24.99 a month.
Hurry, this deal ends soon.
See Home Club for details.
The Mill Coffee and Tea, formerly with only 4 Lincoln locations. Guess what?
What?
There's 5 Lincoln locations now. Oh my gosh. That's 25% more Lincoln locations than there used to be. Can you even imagine a world where there's only 4 Lincoln Mill locations? Feels like ages ago. We were all so young then. The Mill on 11th, located right alongside 93.7 The Ticket Studios, 1040 O Street.
At Union Bank, people don't have your money. Your money has people. First home people, investment people, people who answer the phone and your chats, dream car people, dream retirement people, driving your dream car in your dream retirement people, small business people, credit card people, and all the other people you need. At Union Bank, our people help you do more than you dreamed possible. So stop in and say hello. We can't wait to see you. Union Bank and Trust, member FDIC.
Rashawn Jackson here for Bauer Infrastructure, a veteran-owned local company proudly serving Lincoln, Lancaster County, and the surrounding areas. Bauer provides quality work at an affordable price, and they're growing rapidly. If you want to experience a career with a fast-paced, family-friendly environment, visit BauerInfrastructure.com. They have top-of-the-line benefits, year-round work, even through the winter. Bauer, usher in the new era of infrastructure to an area near you. And as always, go Big Red!
The Omaha Supernovas are back in action this Saturday, April 20th versus the San Diego Mojo at CHI Health Center in Omaha. The Mullen Motors pregame show with Derek Pearson and Renee Saunders starts at 5 p.m. with first serve at 6. Make sure to tune in to the next Ag Appraisal and Realty postgame show right after the match ends. Catch all the action on your flagship station, 93.7 The Ticket, and statewide on the Supernovas Radio Network.
This is former Husker and NFL linebacker Jay Foreman. For years, I've suffered from degenerative problems in both of my ankles, but thanks to a thorough and thought-out plan provided by Advanced Medical Imaging, I was able to get my life back with the least amount of pain as possible. While working through multiple options, the team of physicians at Advanced Medical Imaging were there to answer any questions I had. If you're experiencing any pain at all and want to get your life back, go to amimaging.com or give them a call at 402-484-6677. Advanced Medical Imaging, located at 7601 Pioneers Boulevard.
Tanner's Bar and Grill is the perfect place to watch your favorite MLB teams this spring and summer, as well as Nebraska baseball. Enjoy Tanner's delicious hamburgers, chicken lips, and daily specials, and wash it down with one of their tons of options of beers. You'll never have an issue finding the game, as there are TVs everywhere throughout the space. So get in early and grab your spot and settle in for an afternoon or evening of baseball at Tanner's Bar and Grill, 30th and Yankee Hill.
This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. Also online at theticketfm.com.
On the internet.
KNTK FM Firth, 93.7 The Ticket. This is On the Block with Strick and Austin. Nebraska Basketball Hall of Famer and 9-year NBA vet, Erick Strickland.
Strickland for three! And you're going to go out of here as the Big 8 tournament champion.
Middle school basketball coaching legend and Duke basketball shooting coach in his mind, Austin Orman. Coming at you live from the heart of Lincoln, America. On air and online at theticketfm.com. Presented by NIPCO. This is On the Block with Strick and Austin.
Well. It is, you know what day it is. And Stricky's excited because the champ is here. The champ is here. And it is my favorite day of the week. And you guys all know, if you're a listener of On the Block, if you're a blockhead, we're appreciative of you because you know this day is one of Stricky's favorites, and that is Thursday. Kevin Meyer will be joining us on Old School right after this because, you know, I likes to hang around and take a sip of the sweet wine that he brings in, the good life, the lager, whatever it is that he brings into to the studio, but we're going to get into some conversation right now. It is a 3 o'clock hour, and you are on the block, and we're appreciative of, again, your time, Nebco and their sponsorship, as well as Sutter Heyman Jewelers.
And Buffalo Wings and Rings.
And Buffalo
Hate to
Wings
slow
and
your
Rings.
roll.
Yeah, Buffalo. Hey, listen, I just gave away a nice gift. We do know who the winner is, by the way. And I know some of you guys thought that the number was a little too high, but Stricky was kind of on it now. Y'all was off if y'all said the under, but if you said the over, you get a little victory in your number 7 caller or texter.
Yes, William got the $30 to Buffalo Wings and Rings. Stricky's guess was 70 for largest margin of victory for Team USA men's basketball.
And the number was?
The number was 83. 156 to 73. Team USA beat Nigeria. Hey, that's our next question. What year did Team USA beat Nigeria? 156 to 73. We got tickets to Eagle Raceway to give away. We'll give away 2 sets of 2 tickets to Eagle Raceway. So Friday, April 19th and Saturday, April 20th is the Icebreaker Challenge special event at Eagle Raceway. It's Mod Mania. Both days feature Nebraska Lottery Modifieds and Avid Realty Sport Mods. Friday also features late models and A1 iron stock cars. Saturday features Valentino's Hobby Stocks and Nebraska Septic Sprint cars.
If you like to slide and glide.
Ooh,
slide and glide.
Eagle Raceway, just 10 miles east of Lincoln on O Street. For more info, visit eagleraceway.com. Again, the year that Team USA beat Nigeria, 156 to 73. I will tell you this. This team beat the Dream Team's record. That 92 Dream Team beat Cuba by 78. But this team that beat Nigeria, 156 to 73, was not 1992. We have one winner. We'll wait for a second winner. We'll let you know throughout the segment. What's on your mind, Stricky?
Listen, this is what's on my mind. This is a conversation. If you've been a longtime blockhead, this is one that we kind of saw coming. It was speculation. It was just kind of like spitballing. It was like, possibility, maybe. We didn't quite know. But here is a proposal that has been sent out about proposed Super League and the divisions, how it would go, what it would look like. And I find it quite interesting, the alignment of the divisions and how that would be lined up. I would be interested to see how you win, how playoffs are set up, just a little bit more development of this whole process. But we're going to talk about the Super League and its divisions. Do you think it's right? Is it fitting? Are the teams in there that you think should be in there at this point? How, if you're in one part of the division that's kind of just like on the outside looking in, how do you get in? Like, can you kind of
slide and glide in?
Slide and glide and kick somebody out? Can you get a little bump? You remember did you ever get a chance when you were younger, Austin, to watch what they call roller derby?
Oh, yeah.
Where,
derby
you kind of going around, you rolling the people around. Did you ever get to watch that? And then they how they bump you off and you go flying out of the ring, or like the what did they used to call it? Help me, 402-4645. When they had the cars and they were the old cars and they would just go boom and they would go bump each other and hit each other and try to wreck each other.
Oh yeah.
What was that
Demolition
called?
Derby?
Demolition Derby.
Yeah.
That's what I want to know. How can you demolition derby somebody out of a division if it comes down to it? Talk about it, Austin. What do you think about the divisions? What do you think about the alignment? Do you think it's possible to add on, and is this a good start?
Do you want to start west to east or east to west?
I'm more fond of the east, so let's go west to east.
Okay. West division. Arizona, Arizona State, Cal, Oregon, Oregon State, Stanford, UCLA, USC, Washington, Washington State. What does that sound like to you? The Pac-12.
Basically.
The Pac-10.
Basically the same. I mean,
right.
This ain't nothing we ain't seen.
Right.
So, now, with that in mind, with what you see, let's look at the West. Those who are listening, if you want to jump on the stream or you want to jump on the text, run the West down again.
Arizona, Arizona State, Cal, Oregon, Oregon State, Stanford, UCLA, USC, Washington, Washington State.
There it is. That's basically a good portion of the Pac-12. Now, do you think there's any other teams that were left out of that grouping? Or do you like the way that fits?
I like that one.
Yeah.
I think that's pretty good. The Southwest Division. Arkansas, Baylor, Houston, Oklahoma, Oklahoma State, SMU, TCU, Texas, Texas A&M, Texas Tech.
That's basically the old
Southwest Conference.
Southwest Conference.
Mm-hmm.
And they ain't doing nothing different. We've seen this before, but
We
I like
have.
it. I like where we're going. Go ahead.
On to the Plains.
Pause. Is there anything there in the Southwest? Like,
I'll tie it in.
Talk to me.
Let me give you these next couple divisions. Plains, BYU, Colorado, Iowa, Iowa State, Kansas, Kansas State, Minnesota, Nebraska, Utah, Wisconsin.
I think Nebraska got a chance to do. They got a chance to do something. Look like the old Big A. Look like that.
Yeah.
You had a couple. Just throw BYU in the mix with Utah. I like it. A couple big. Yeah, I like that right there. Nebraska got a chance to do something. Mm-hmm.
Here's what I would change. Get rid of BYU and Utah.
Boo.
Throw them to the Southwest.
Uh-huh.
Send Oklahoma
and
Oklahoma State or Arkansas back to the Plains.
I like that.
Is that acceptable to you?
I like that.
Okay.
But see, they're basically trying to say Southwest. They can't figure Utah in the mountains.
Right.
But it's the Mountain West.
It is. That's what I'm saying.
I mean, so it ain't the Plains.
No, it is not.
So
I think it's more Southwestern than Plainsy.
402-464-5668. Do you like that idea that just came from Austin? Would you prefer to have in the Plains division, which consists of BYU, Colorado, Iowa, Iowa State, Kansas, Kansas State, Minnesota, Nebraska, Utah, and Wisconsin? If you were going to do a switcheroo, a slide and glide, would you like to send Utah and BYU over and bring either Oklahoma and Oklahoma State or Oklahoma and Arkansas or Oklahoma State and Arkansas? Break it down. Break it down for us. Tell us which one you like best in that switcheroo.
Let's move on to the Midwest, because I would also make one more trade. This Midwest division, Cincinnati, Illinois, Indiana, Louisville, Michigan, Michigan State, Missouri, Northwestern, Ohio State, Purdue.
I know where you're going to go. You're going old Big 8. You want Missouri back.
And I'm kicking Wisconsin back to the Big 10.
I know my partner. I know where he was going.
Yeah.
Yeah, you want to just get back to old Big 8 and just add a couple.
Big 12.
Big 8, Big 12, add a couple. Okay.
So I'm out with it. Northeast.
I think that brings back rivalries again.
Talk to me.
You know what I mean?
Talk to me.
I kind of like that because, I can see where you're going. That brings back that old Nebraska, Oklahoma, that old Nebraska, Colorado flow.
Regional.
Regional. It gives you, you're able to kind of get there. You can drive there. You can get to any of those games and just get fired up. I like it. Okay. Okay. Talk to me.
Let's actually talk about the Nebraska division first, though, because I'm with you. I think Nebraska would have a chance to do something there because it's regional. Nebraska could, really take over the middle of the country again. BYU doesn't scare me. They're good. They're physical, not great. Colorado, TBD. We'll talk a little bit about them in a little bit. Iowa, Mr. Consistent. Iowa State hasn't meh. Kansas might be on the come up, but we'll see. Kansas State is better now than they ever were in the Big 8. So they're better. Minnesota shouldn't scare Nebraska. Utah's pretty darn good.
Missouri, is Missouri here to stay, or was that fluky?
They popped up once before. They
found a nice niche.
They did.
I like the running game that they found.
Yeah.
That young fella, oh my gosh. I love his running style. Yeah. I hope somebody picks him up. He'd probably be maybe in the 5th round, 6th round.
Yeah.
But I think there's something with that young fella. He's a smaller version of Mike Allstott. I like his running style.
Okay.
Mike Allstott was just a big bruiser, but his running style is very similar, but he's got good foot speed. A little shiftiness,
sneaky
with some power.
fast.
Yeah. Okay, I'm done.
Then the other divisions I think make sense. You basically have the old Big East in the Northeast. You have the current ACC for the most part in the Southeast, and most of the current SEC in the
There's
South.
a little
division.
jumble in the Southeast.
There is a little.
There's a little jumble, little
mix and match.
Little mix and match of SEC, ACC.
Yeah,
I like it.
But the underleague division. So the 8th group of 10 teams to get this to an 80-team deal. Boise State, James Madison, Liberty, Miami of Ohio, New Mexico State, Toledo, Troy, Tulane, UNLV, UTSA. This is where you mentioned the slide and glide, the knock up and or knock down and pick up. That's where that would happen. These teams, I think, would rotate on a 2 to 3 year basis based on performance. That's where you get promoted, you get relegated. Boise has been just okay, but we know their history. I'm fine with them in there. James Madison popped up last year. Liberty has popped up the last couple of years. Miami of Ohio, decent MAC program. New Mexico State just went on the road and beat your boys at Auburn. Toledo, okay in the MAC. Troy, pretty good in the Sun Belt, but maybe not as consistent as Appalachian State. Tulane, we know what they did in the American and beating USC in the Cotton Bowl. UNLV is interesting to me. I think you give a big market the first crack at this, and then UTSA has just kind of been there. Interesting group of teams, but that underleague division is where all the movement would happen.
So can your North Dakota States, could your Montana, they can't get in.
No, that's still FCS versus FBS.
Okay. All right. All right. Solid. Now, is there anything there that's out of, just kind of throws you wild? Would you be interested in kind of watching this play out? How would the playoff system, is it the top 3 of each conference with one of the underleague divisions getting in that win it? I mean, how is that going to work? But
how do you want it to work?
Well, I want to talk about that second.
Okay, second.
First, rank the conferences.
Okay.
The divisions. Rank the divisions. Sauter Heyman text 9 402-464-5685. Which one would be the gauntlet? Like you're the one you're like, ooh, I don't know if I want any smoke in that. So there'd be no non-cons?
Depends. I'll get to that in the second part. How about that?
Okay. So rank them.
South. Bama, Georgia.
I knew you was going to say that. Watch out, Kentucky. A little bit of Ole Miss, Tennessee.
LSU.
Okay, I see you.
Midwest.
Why?
Ohio
Michigan,
State,
Ohio State.
Michigan.
That's it. Garbage.
Michigan State, we'll see. Missouri, we'll see.
I think there's more play in the Plains.
Plains is?
I think there's more play in the Plains in the Midwest, but go ahead. That's your second.
Southwest is actually second. So I'll go South, Southwest, Midwest, Plains, West, Southeast, Northeast.
Interesting.
Northeast is literally just Penn State, Notre Dame. Those are the only teams you have to watch out for there.
What are you guys saying? Notorious B.I.B. says, what does he got going on here?
I do miss the old Missouri Bell Trophy game with us. Those were better times.
Yeah, no doubt.
Kind of forgot there was a bell, to be completely honest.
Hey, William Pate looks like he ended up winning the tickets. Yeah.
Double dip today.
Double dipping.
Congratulations. We'll give it to you.
Shout out to him. No, you guys ain't really hit it yet, but that's okay. My rankings would be this. I think I would look at it from definitely starting in the South. I would go South. I would go South Plains.
Nebraska fanboy.
South Plains, Southwest. No, I go Southwest first. Southwest, Plains, West, Midwest, and then
you got
Northeast.
Southeast, Northeast.
Then Southeast, Northeast. Yeah, that's kind of how it goes.
Now the playoff structure, because it's moving to a 12-team playoff. So under this format, you get the 8 winners and then 4 wild cards. So just one each, because it's just
so based on record,
right? Whoever won the conference, right? Because this is again where it gets interesting.
Conference winner. And then you have a championship for the second tier?
I hope not.
I like that, though.
I hope not, though.
I like that. 3rd and 4th, fight.
Get them.
3rd and 4th in the conference, fight for the spot to get in the playoffs. I like that.
See, this is, okay, here's my big picture idea. Work with me one step at a time. If you want conference championship games to still be involved, then what you do is you have a quote-unquote 16-team playoff, but the first round of matchups, everyone plays, and it's Conference 1 versus Conference 2. So you'd have South 1 versus
confused.
South 2. Just like a conference
South
championship
1
game.
versus South 2. Okay.
Right. And then Southeast 1 versus Southeast 2.
For what?
That's essentially the play into the 8-team playoff.
So you only want an 18 playoff?
Yes. I only want 18 playoff because
I want money.
Because you still get the conference championship games involved. You still get those
I want
neutral
the money.
sites.
I
know
want
you
the
do.
neutral. I want the money. Whoever's second and third, home game, get the money. Then, I like what you're saying. The first ones, I think they get a bye.
I think we're going to start doing away with buys.
No. Okay. All right.
Because here's my thing. If you do it that way, a quote unquote 16 team playoff
pause. Give me your playoff. How would you break it down? I don't like Austin's breakdown right now. I'm not feeling it. I want to hear from you. 402-464-5685. How would you break this playoff down? There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There's 7 main groups of divisions. And then there's the underleague. You got to have one underleague be able to get in. I mean, they got to be able to fight to get in as well. So you got to leave room for them. So 7 main divisions. Give me your best playoff scenario. I want to know, but go ahead, break it down.
So then
I'm not feeling yours right now.
You have the 18 playoff. You just play your way down the bracket. That's where I'm at with it. But then you remember what the Big Ten did in 2020 with Champions Weekend? They had the 2 divisions, and then wherever you finished in your division, your last game was against the team that finished in the same spot as you in the other division. So that's why Nebraska went out to Rutgers late in the COVID season. Bowl games would be determined that way. You would match up your final game of the season, whether you're 0-12 or 9-3. Teams 3 through 10 in these conferences would match up on a rotating basis. Think about how Major League Baseball used to rotate through divisions, how the NFL rotates through playing a different division every year.
So 1 year you would play Southie. So if it was Texas Tech and Wisconsin, they were last in their division. They would play each other in some form of a bowl game.
Yes.
And then the next year rotate where the Southwest would play somebody in the Northeast.
Yes.
Same position.
Yes.
Okay.
That's where I'm at with that.
That's cool.
Give everyone a game. You can still, I think, keep bowls looped in that way. The higher tier bowls would still get, first pick, like, hey, which game do we want this year? Or you could have the conference tie-ins.
How is higher tiers determined? We look at it and say the South. So you've got to, in some form or fashion, determine who those teams are. You've got to play some cross to say there's dominance of this conference against this conference and so forth and so on.
Or you don't. Or you just simply play your conference. Or again, you set it up kind of like baseball and football,
you know then
on a rotating basis.
Right. So
right,
that's
based
what I'm
on
trying to figure
last
out.
year's standings, let's say for Nebraska's case, let's say in year 1 of this system, Nebraska finishes 5th in the Plains. Year 1 of this system, they'll play Team 5 from the Midwest and from the West. Then in year 2 of the system, they'll play Team 3 because Nebraska got better. They'll play Team 3 from the Southwest and from the South. You can just cycle it through on a rotating basis, so you see everyone.
And
it's determined on order of finish. So you can very easily look ahead to the next year and schedule.
Right.
Yep.
Okay. I'm kind of feeling you.
But
I'm still not feeling you on the back end as far as
the playoff.
Yeah.
I know it's only going to get. I know
money.
it's only going to get bigger, which is why I think 16 is most likely for this system. Or heaven forbid it goes to 24 like FCS. Then what you do is what you're saying. Give the top teams in each division a bye. 2 and 3 fight it out, and then you probably reseed after that round. Better?
Okay.
Is that better?
That helps me with the moolah.
And then when you get down
I'm chasing the moolah
to 8-4.
I want a home
2,
game. I want to be able to go into Memorial Stadium one more time and get a
freaking mid-December.
Sheesh.
Change your mind?
Yeah, that did change my mind. Let's go bowl game and go somewhere south or something, hopefully.
That's where I think the bowl tie-in comes as well.
Yeah.
My guess would be the 7 highest bowl games, maybe the 6 highest bowl games would get the Elite 8 and the Final 4. And then the national championship rotates around.
Is this for basketball?
For football.
It's still football.
Yeah.
How would this work in basketball? Like now you got 30-something. Well, you're going to have, do you increase games? Or do you basically, so if you're looking at this right now, you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 in
so you're playing 9.
You're playing 9, so 18 conference games. And then what do you do? A two-game four division non-con?
You could do,
or you at least have to play one under league team.
Yeah, I think it looks similar.
Right?
Where what my recommendation would be that you then take it to a 32 game regular season, because right now it's at 31. So you can add one game. And what do? You play 2 teams from each other division. That's 14 games. You get 1 home game and 1 road game against the team from each of the other 7 divisions. Figure it out year by year.
How
about that?
But then you gotta make sure you get, everybody's got to get the underleague division needs to get shot, because they still got to make their money. They gotta, you know, like, even if you don't, like, you at least have to play one, each division has to at least play 1 underleague team, and then you need to give some of the others a shot to be able to raise their bar.
That's exactly what I'm saying.
That's what you're saying.
Because you play your conference schedule, so you take that out of the non-conference rotation, obviously. Yes. There are 7 other conferences. So the under division is included in that. So you automatically play one of them at home, and you go to one of them as well on the road.
But what I'm saying is you at least have to play 1 underleague.
And I'm saying
and
you
you
would be
still got to
guaranteed
be able
2.
to play, like, because that's not right, because how is the other team going to be able to bump off? So say another team gets hot, just say, like,
from under the underleague,
from the Outland group, like what is that movie called? Outlander.
Yeah,
like the Outlander group.
So here's how that works: if they have the best record among that group, they replace the bottom team in the underleague division. That's how they come up.
Oh, that's boo.
The
I think
underleague
they should be able to come in and mop up Duke and be able to say, yeah, we got that on our resume, and we ready to jump into the underleague division. But
yeah, that's how it works, essentially. I mean, it's not based on one big win; it's based on full resume, full season results. Who has the best record? I think it would be.
So you're only replacing 1 underleague each year?
2 to 3, maybe.
That ain't right. Like, if I go nuts and I have one of those, if I'm Iona and I'm going nuts, I'm not playing enough people to get my resume up.
Well, this is why I think it's different for basketball than football.
Yeah.
I
need to figure out how to.
That's
I need to figure out how to get to Iowa.
Because here's the
thing:
I need
to figure out how to get a run at Florida State or somebody like that.
Oh yeah, it's different. It has to be different for football and
they
basketball.
got to make their money,
right?
Like if I'm a SWAC team, like if I'm a SWAC team, like if I'm like
MEAC,
I'm one of them, and I'm like, man, shoot, how can I get in and get a shot at Ohio State? I want some of that paper. How can I? If I'm Miami, Ohio, they in there.
Yeah,
I'm trying to figure out who's outside looking in.
Right. The difference is that there's 131 teams in FBS football and 363 in Division I basketball.
Right.
So that's why I don't think the system works quite the same necessarily.
So really, this is basically football governing, separating, and creating their own basically entity outside of the NCAA forum. This is a setup for that. Because this is basically we making our own decisions. We don't need you. We gonna handle our own business. This is kind of where so basically the NCAA continues to maintain their oversight over the NCAA because they're the ones that run the tournament.
Yeah.
And they probably are gonna look at this and be like, we don't want this. We still want that money.
Right.
Okay.
Which is where I also think athletic directors and conferences need to talk to the NCAA about treating each sport uniquely, because the same conferences for football might not make sense for basketball, might not make sense for baseball. Some schools don't sponsor certain sports, so the conference just by default looks different.
Yeah, because Creighton's going to be like, wait a minute, how am I not in here?
Right.
Yeah.
Because we hate you.
Yeah, that part.
And because Stricky never lost you. If you beat Strick, you could be in, but you never did, so you lost your chance.
The champ is here. The champ is here. Come get some tomorrow. I'll be here waiting on you.
The champ is also going to break. Come back with us here during On the Block.
Spring is here, and it's time to wake up Judson. Judson Irrigation is eager and ready to get your sprinkler system up and running for the season. Judson's technicians will check for winter damage, adjust your sprinkler heads, and show you how to set your controller for effective sprinkling coverage. The Judson Irrigation team is here for you. Stay safe.
Keep summer green. Call Judson Irrigation 402-420-6277 or judsonirrigation.com.
Nutrition Authority invites you to save 35 to 75% off at the Spring Mega Sale. We're taking our better than internet prices and cutting them even deeper, bringing you the biggest sale of the season. Monday, April 15th through Saturday, April 20th, the Spring Mega Sale is on at Nutrition Authority. For location information, check us out at mynutritionauthority.com.
The Double the Savings sales event is happening now through April 22nd at Bonds All Pool and Spa. During this event, buyers can take advantage of up to $1,500 in savings and receive 0% APR for 60 months. Visit the Bonds All Pool and Spa showroom at 33rd and Pioneers or visit their website at bondsallpool.com to learn more about their hot tub sale. Act fast because this offer ends soon. Bonds All Pool and Spa, every day made better.
Houses? They're expensive. And once you buy one, you're kind of stuck with it for a while. You need to make sure you get your best house for the best price. You need Ben Bleicher and his team of pros at Professional Realty Group. They'll take the time to figure out what's important for you in your dream home, and they have the expertise to find the hidden issues that could surprise you after the sale. That's professional knowledge, proactive service. We call that potential. Ben Bleicher and the team at Professional Realty Group of Berkshire Hathaway's home service ambassador. Find more online at prg-ne.com.
Clothes dryer not drying like it should? Could be your dryer vent. Call Bryant for a professional cleaning. 467-1111. Bryant Air Conditioning, Heating, Electrical, and Plumbing.
Spring sports are here and it's time to upgrade your equipment. But don't go rushing to your big box store. Play It Again Sports is your place to go for all spring sports equipment for baseball, softball, golf, and disc golf. Play It Again Sports has quality, slightly to gently used equipment, and 50% of their inventory is actually new equipment. And don't forget, buying from them is a great way to get new products with great discounts by also bringing in your used items for store credit or cash on the spot. Play It Again Sports at 48th and Vine.
You're spending $300 a month. Binge drinking is the most common form of excessive drinking, which costs the United States more than $191 billion each year. By drinking less, you will save $300 a month. If you or a loved one is looking for help, find a treatment facility near you at findtreatment.gov. For immediate support, call, text, or chat 988.
Brought to you by Nebraska DHHS in partnership with SAMHSA.
Now back to On the Block with Strick and Austin on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
We're back on the block. Austin Norman and Erick Strickland with you, brought to you by Nebco. Big thanks to Nebco. Been with us for about a month now, I think, is the official sponsor of our show. Nebco and Contractors is hiring for all positions with immediate job openings for laborers, mechanics, bridge builders, operators, and drivers. Join the crew today. Be a part of Nebraska's oldest paving company, dating back to 1908. Laborers starting at $23 and up based on experience. Visit nebcoinc.com or constructorslincoln.com to learn more. We're still talking college football here in hour 2 of On the Block. And I saw this from Chris Lowe of ESPN. He's a writer for their college football vertical. And he tweeted this out earlier this morning. He said, visiting with OU Oklahoma Athletic Director Joe Castiglione and Texas AD Chris Delcani this week, they are both in favor of going to 9 conference games in the SEC in 2026. They understand waiting to see what the playoff looks like, but with OU Texas played in Dallas every year, they lose a home game. So Oklahoma Texas is not going away, right? That's maintaining the series even through the conference switch. But Strick, the SEC has been so resistant for so long for going to 9 conference games, like the Big Ten did. Obviously, the Big 12 only having 10 teams in the conference has been doing that. Pac-12 did it. The ACC, I think, dabbled in it. They might have, I forget exactly. But really, it's the SEC holding out here.
Well, you gotta get prepared because we just looked at Super Conference, and Super Conference is most likely going to give you
9. Right like that. But let's say the Big Ten and the SEC don't like the Super League idea and they nix it. And here we are with just a couple mega conferences, really. Texas and Oklahoma, I can understand, especially why they would want another home game, or at least opportunity for another home game. But do they really think they can move the needle in the SEC? Texas and Oklahoma are so used to throwing their weight around the block. Whatever they want, go. Yeah, literally. Whatever they want goes. They set the terms. They do the negotiating with other schools. They make them fall in line. Guess what, Texas and Oklahoma?
You're not the big dog on the block.
You're a medium-sized dog on the biggest block in college football.
You're
right
a little chihuahua right now,
Yeah.
in the big bulldog sitting at the end of the block looking at you like.
So this tree that the Texas and Oklahoma dogs are marking
Literally,
right now
bulldog.
it is not in like the front yard of Kirby Smart's mansion or Alabama's mansion. It's down the block a little ways, but it's still Alabama and Georgia's territory.
That's a fact.
Those big dogs might not get to that tree right away, but my guess is those big dogs are coming for that tree, marking it as their own, and they're going to still fight for 8 conference games.
There it is. Yeah, I mean, they're literally like you used to be the one that walks on the block, taking the chains, the big bully. You know, you used to be the one in the prison that would come in and say, "You want your cornbread?" and take cornbread off people's. Nah, you're not them anymore. You've got like you said, so you got some ways to go. I think there's still some time for them. Like, did we even see Notre Dame on there?
Yeah, Notre Dame's in the Northeast of the Super League.
So, you know, Notre Dame in a way used to kind of be like that, the dictator. You know, you had the big broadcast rights and all of that working in your favor. You're still going to have your rights, but you just kind of on the outside looking in. You're the farthest west as you can go in the SEC. You're not in the heart of the country. You know, you're not the big dog in the country. So yeah, you're going to struggle. You're going to struggle in that fight. That's not a fight that right now, initially, you're going to be able to win, especially coming in.
I can understand them at least raising the question, right?
Yeah.
It's not like it hasn't been broached before, but
what's the benefit? Who benefits? You.
Right. How does Alabama benefit? How does Georgia benefit?
Yeah, that's where the pushback's going to come right now. You're the one looking to have a benefactor of that. You know, you already get some benefits by playing that game in Dallas. I mean, it's not you don't get the whole because you don't get the home game. So you're right. You're really trying to double dip. You're trying to get a double dip. You see what I'm saying? That's what you're trying to do.
That's really what it comes down to. And I'm trying to pull this up. I mean, I know Nebraska.
Now, to them, they have a game where they don't play at home, right? Because I think
that neutral game.
They play that neutral game as well.
Every year.
Mercedes. They played in a Mercedes Benz where it's Oklahoma. I mean Georgia and Alabama, right? Or Georgia and LSU. Who plays that?
It's LSU and Florida State.
LSU,
in
Florida
that game.
State.
Georgia and Florida always play in Jacksonville,
right?
World's largest outdoor cocktail party, sort of thing.
Yeah. So they're basically saying
Texas and Oklahoma at the Cotton Bowl, obviously. So again, like they're not unique. Yeah. Other teams give up a home game too for this neutral site to keep that rivalry going. Is really what it's about. So. Just looking back at Nebraska's time. So 2010 was Nebraska's last year in the Big 12. They went 10-4. Nebraska's first year in the Big 10 then was 2011. Nebraska went 9-4. And Strick, I think we saw some of this from Nebraska coming into the Big 10. Maybe less throwing its weight around trying to make all these changes, but maybe some arrogance. Like, oh yeah, it's just the Big 10. It's it's a backwards conference. It's regressive. Our Big 12 style of play is going to translate. We'll be fine. As much as Nebraska fans hate Texas, and maybe there's more respect for Oklahoma, but I know Husker fans, not a lot of love lost for the Sooners necessarily. I wonder if Husker fans are more rooting for Texas and Oklahoma to fail in the SEC, or if Nebraska's like, hey, y'all, learn from us, right? This is where we went wrong. Y'all might want to slow your roll a little bit.
So my question then would be, what does slowing your roll do? Or is this good for them to test? You know what I mean? So like what somebody does in a lot of instances is you test how far someone's willing to go, or how far someone's willing to push back, or is it at a breaking point to where you can break through? Like, there's all those type of things, right? In war, you test to see, what the front lines are looking like. So you'll maybe throw some stuff out there, take some losses, because you're trying to see, what the response is. You know what I mean? Maybe that's what they're doing. Maybe they're just kind of testing to see what the response may be. Not necessarily whether or not there will be movement, but if there's enough breakage, like, I wouldn't have thrown it out in the forefront. I would have thrown it to maybe a couple of teams in the second tier. Like, I would have went for your Tennessees. I would have had conversations with your Tennessees, your LSUs, your Ole Misses, who are kind of just on the outside looking out. Leave the big dog, but let's come in with a united front against the big dog. Let's not me, Oklahoma, and Texas come ahead, and I'm the Chihuahua, and they're the Bulldogs sitting at the block, like,
like, what's up?
You're not invited to this party, my boy, right?
We only like you for your money. We wouldn't have invited you to the party for you.
We're not inviting you to. So that's when you go. I think you go after your Florida. You go after you want to come with a united front of guys, and because maybe a couple of those guys that play those type of games, or they want to get in on playing those type of games to get the double dip.
Right?
Figure it out.
Couple responses from the text line. 4283. I'm definitely rooting for them to fail. Notorious BIP. I definitely want to see OU and Texas fail in the SEC. Yeah, not shocking.
Well, let's say, far do they fall? Like,
yeah, that's the question.
Yeah, like they haven't been able to break through because they've lost a lot of the big games. Texas just came up short, was like real close. So a lot of these teams have not been able to break the code on the SEC, consistently, right? How far down the totem pole, Austin, does first OU go, and then second Texas? Like, where do they fit in this juggernaut of this SEC?
Okay, Oklahoma was ranked 15th going into the Alamo Bowl against Arizona last year. Here's Oklahoma's schedule: host Temple, host Houston, host Tulane.
That's a dangerous game, the Houston game. Don't slip. Okay, but go ahead.
Host Tennessee.
You said Tulane too?
Yep.
Okay.
Host or go to Auburn.
Ooh.
Neutral against Texas. Host South Carolina. Go to Ole Miss. Host Maine. At Missouri. Host Bama. At LSU to end the regular season.
To me, how many games? 12?
12. Only 8 conference games, though. We just got done talking about that.
9-3.
Lose to Bama, lose to Georgia, lose at Missouri, lose LSU. What about Texas? They beat Texas?
I think they... Is it? I don't know. I don't think they ready.
Beat LSU, lose to Texas?
I think that's possible. With new quarterback, losing Jaden, losing Neighbors. Okay.
Brian Thomas Jr.
I can see that.
Okay, here's Texas's schedule then. Texas, last year's number 3 seed in the college football playoff. This year hosts Colorado State, goes to Michigan, hosts UTSA, hosts Louisiana Monroe, hosts Mississippi State.
A lot of home games.
Neutral against Oklahoma, hosts Georgia. At Vandy, host Florida, at Arkansas, host Kentucky, at A&M to end the regular season.
Man, they've got actually pretty good. They've got it.
Not
terrible.
Bad.
I'm gonna say that they probably fare better than Oklahoma.
10-2.
I'm saying. Okay, you said they got LSU. See, they got good. The games that they got at home are probably their toughest runs.
Georgia at home, Florida at home, Kentucky at home, Mississippi State at home. At Arkansas, at A&M, at Vandy.
See, I think they win their road games. So that's 3. I think they win their non-cons.
At Michigan?
I think that's the one that's dangerous. So you're probably looking at maybe one there, but Michigan's got some revamping to do.
A lot of revamping to do.
They've got more, I think, coming back than Michigan. So that's one that's going to be an interesting one. But I'm going to give them they get that. I'm going to give them they get Michigan. So they win their non-cons. I say the one that they probably lose, they could go at best 11-1, 10-2.
Lost to Georgia, almost assuredly.
Yeah, I think they lose Georgia.
Fair enough.
I think they lose Georgia.
Text line, let us know. What's a successful record? What's a failure of a record for Texas and Oklahoma? We'll ran down the schedule. So what's success look like? What's failure look like for them in year one?
Do you think Quinn Ewers has a breakout year? Is this like his breakout year?
Who's the best quarterback in the SEC, Quinn Ewers or Carson Beck?
I'm going to say Quinn Ewers. I actually think he's probably better than Carson Beck. I think Carson Beck's more consistent. But I think as far as across the board, one more year, another grade up, I think what I'm saying is I think Carson Beck is like peak.
He's where he's at his ceiling.
You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
I think yours has another level.
Fair.
That's the way I see it.
Carson Beck, I thought, played a lot better at the end of the year. I'm not sure if he's at his ceiling. He's probably closer to his ceiling than Ewers is. I can buy in on that.
Yeah.
5604 says, I hope they both go 5-7. There it is. There it is. Let's take a break. Let's come back and wrap it up with the crossover with Old School next. NEBCO is hiring CDL drivers for Ready Mixed Concrete, Husker Concrete, and Beatrice Concrete. NEBCO offers great pay, medical and retirement benefits, paid time off, and they pay for CDL training. Apply today and start your new career with a $2,500 hiring bonus. From NEBCO's beginning in 1908, it's the employees that have formed the company's solid foundation. Start your career today. Visit nebcoinc.com. That's NEBCOINC.com.
At Fairway Meat Market, you're family, and as part of the family, they want to save you money on your meat and groceries. Now, through April 14th, enjoy USDA Choice Flat Iron Steaks for $9.99 per pound. All natural, boneless, skinless chicken breast for $2.98 per pound. Duroc Pork Tenderloin for $3.99 per pound. And 4-ounce lobster tails for $6.99 each. That's all at Fairway Meat Market in the Rockledge Square Shopping Center, just south of 84th and Van Dorn.
Hi, I'm Senator Bo Ballard. I was born and raised in Lancaster County, learning the value of hard work and grit at a young age. I built my own company, creating jobs right here in our community. I know that families and businesses in our community need lower taxes, lower cost of healthcare, and a great education. That's why, as your senator, I helped pass the largest tax cut and made the most significant investment in education in Nebraska history and worked to reduce the cost of healthcare. I'm Senator Bo Ballard, and I humbly ask for your vote on May 14th. Paid for by Ballard for Nebraska.
Whether you're looking for a place to stay for a concert at PBA, a Nebraska home game, or just a night on the town, the Courtyard Lincoln Downtown Haymarket is the place for you. Enjoy an evening at one of many restaurants or bars within a short walking distance. Business travelers at the hotel will enjoy free high-speed internet access, a 24-hour business center, and large in-room workstations. And check out the Bistro, where you'll enjoy healthier food and beverage options, as well as high-tech conveniences. Book your room today at the Courtyard Lincoln Downtown Haymarket.
Lincoln, you wanted more sweet and spice in your life, and now you've got it. At Wings and Rings, their brand new Hot Honey has all of Lincoln buzzing. Try their one-of-a-kind house-made sauce on the brand new Hot Honey chicken sandwich or their Hot Honey shrimp and slaw. And of course, you can get it on the traditional, boneless, or smoked wings that have made Wings and Rings your go-to neighborhood spot. Hot Honey was supposed to be gone on April 1st, but they're extending it indefinitely. So stop by Wings and Rings at one of their 2 Lincoln locations today, on O Street and on Village Lane. Wall to Wall Wine and Spirits is your place in North Lincoln to go for all your needs in wine, spirits, and beer. They also have a large variety of cigars in their walk-in humidor, and they have a top-notch walk-in, temperature-controlled, high-end wine room. Plus, you can enjoy free samples from their tasting bar. There's only one place to go for all your needs for spirits and cigars. Wall to Wall Wine and Spirits on North 27th Street in Lincoln.
Empower a child today with the Teammates Mentoring Program. Hope is only a conversation away when you choose to share your talent, time, and heart with a child. Together, you can build a relationship based on strengths and chart a brighter future, 1 week at a time. Find out how you can be a mentor by visiting LincolnTeammates.org. Become what you needed as a kid by joining the Teammates Mentoring Program today.
With the Planet Fitness Black Card, you don't just get a great workout, you get a great perk out because your membership is packed with perks. For $1 down and $24.99 a month, you'll get perks like access to any of our 2,400 clean and spacious locations. Bring a friend anytime and both work out with tons of equipment that'll give you that big fitness energy. Relax in the Black Card spa and more. Work out and perk out with the PF Black Card. Join for just $1 down and $24.99 a month. Hurry.
This deal ends soon.
See Home Club for details.
Spring is here, and Acres is offering special financing on select new John Deere lawn tractors and zero-turn mowers. Visit your nearest Acres store and test drive all the latest John Deere turf equipment and attachments. And for a limited time, with the purchase of a new John Deere mower, get up to $200 to apply to the steel power tool of your choice. From trimmers to chainsaws, gas or electric, Acres is your home for steel products and service. Offer expires April 30, 2024. Subject to approved credit by John Deere Financial.
Gaina Trucking is hiring CDL Class A and B drivers. Gaina Trucking guarantees a 40-hour work week year-round, and their strong team culture makes it not a job, but a career. Gaina Trucking offers health, vision, and dental insurance, 401k with company match, an employee assistance program, and other bonus programs. Build a better career today with great team culture at Gaina Trucking. Learn more and apply today at GainaTrucking.com.
Now back to On the Block with Strick and Austin on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Wrapping up on the block on this wonderful Thursday, waiting the arrival of Jay Foreman. Just as importantly, maybe more importantly, waiting the arrival of Kevin Meyer for Thirsty Thursday.
Facts.
So stick with us for that on Old School. Let's go to the text line here real quick. Mark in Holland. 9-3 is the new 11-1 with the addition of top talent schools for both the Big Ten and the SEC. For Oklahoma and Texas, 9-3 would be a success and could be their over-under for 2024. Do you agree, Strick? Is 9-3 the new 11-1?
In what format? You're saying super
like
conference
it's
format?
harder to win. Yes, the conferences we have now, the Power Four.
Nah, I'm not gonna say that. I think more 10-2. I'll give you 10-2. I can't say 9-3. I'll give you 10-2. Give me 2 losses. Maybe if you lose one in the non-con, maybe one. You know, like if you have a non-con legit, you know, like Oregon against Texas or
Texas at Michigan.
Yeah, something like that, right? I can understand that. I give you, in that situation, if it's a close game, I give you a 9-3, maybe. But I'm not feeling it otherwise. Unless you're playing a tough non-con within conference, because you could get clipped a couple times in conference nowadays.
Right.
But really in the Big Ten, though, especially now. Now, so you're saying like coming up. Yes. That's what they're saying.
Mm-hmm.
I might be on with that. I might be on with that because you've got to think about it. You know, like Washington, Oregon, Michigan, Penn State, you know, Nebraska. Nah, I'm talking crazy now. I'm talking like JB talking about LeBron. By saying that. So
I didn't even set him up for that one, Jay. I did not even do that. That is on him. That's on him.
I don't know what is going on.
I didn't even say
Here's
nothing.
the thing, Strick.
We talking football. We're not even talking basketball.
But I'm gonna tell you this.
Talking
This is
football,
this is why I had the tiptoe burglar in here. Here's the real deal.
We talking football, man.
Just listen.
See, look at Jay trying to go to basketball. We ain't even.
No, I'm not. I'm about to tell you something, man. I've had at least close to 10, not quite 10. So let's just say 8 separate occasions. People be like, man, you and Strick, man, y'all just like go back. Y'all tight. You know what I mean? The banter back and forth. Both you guys, you know, just know a good combination.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? But then the last time, my boy Marky Mark called me. I called Marky Mark.
He called me. He's like, man, what's up? He's like, that was a good segment. He's like, yo, what's up with your boy Strick, man? Coming at you sideways about Brian. He's like, what? He was like, and then Austin jumped in there. And he said Strick must have had an influence on Austin, where he threw the bomb over there. He threw the grenade, and then you just rushed the village.
No, man, it's all fun and love. No, but we've been talking big time on this new divisions, and we've been talking about is
9-3 the new 11, or is 9-3 the new 11-1 in the Power Four?
What, the 12 or 16?
12-team playoff, like for this next couple years.
I wouldn't say it's 11-1. It's more like the 10-2. 11-1.
See, this is why they say we good, because that's the stuff I be saying.
Yeah, I know, man, but we
good.
I'm telling you, we're gonna have a debate.
We good, my boy.
Because I know
You really don't want that.
Yes, I do.
That's a lose-lose situation.
No, because you didn't like that about the last second shots. You didn't like that.
That's
He made more than Kobe. You ain't like that. That hit you. That hit you with the body blow.
Let's go.
But no, but I think it's 9-3, 10-2, and it could be 9-3. Depends on what the 9-3 looks like. Just say
Strength
you had
of schedule.
Strength of schedule, how you lost the game. Say you lost on one of those tip balls, bad call that didn't get, one of those calls that couldn't get reviewed, something like that. That 9-3 is just the equivalent. Or one of your three losses, or say two of them are early in the season. Say you had a couple injuries, and then you get rolling. Everybody got that lasting impression. Then you can get in there, and then obviously, like Austin said, strength of schedule is a huge factor, and always will be, and as it should be as a huge factor. Strength of schedule, I think, has hurt some teams, that have had great seasons. Central Florida recently, James Madison this year. Now, granted, they didn't finish the deal. Even when Tulane was on their run a couple years ago, they were always talking about the strength of schedule. Now, it does come to a head, but you could think about way back when, back when the Fiesta Bowl, Boise State knocks Oklahoma off. Well, then battles before Boise State kind of took off, to be more of a national, I wouldn't say power, but respected nationally. Now you can't sleep on the schools like that anymore. So the strength of schedule is always going to be huge. And but I think also the schedule makers look. The college football is changing, and basketball not so much yet, because I think that the conferences right now is great. College football is changing in front of our eyes, and people aren't recognizing. I keep saying it. Austin and Tech they are throwing these things out here like as a test, to see how you react. The conspiracy people think like, oh, let's see how you deal with COVID. Well, the next thing you know, we come with the Ebola virus times 20. You know what I mean? We already had West Nile. We had all these other things. We see it, then we amped it up. Right now, let's leave that over there because I don't get into politics. But what they're doing is seeing how you react and how you'll take it, because that gives them a better idea when they move forward with it. We talked about, I'm telling you, one of the
does the power brokers mean something in that debate or in that discussion as to who?
Yeah.
Okay.
Now you're going to be dealing with the power broker. The power brokers are always going to be at the table, and you don't even know who they are. They just show up, right? They're like the Fed. They don't even knock. Hey, Strick, they don't even knock. They just blow right up in there.
They just sitting at the table.
Yeah. Did you get my email? Oh, no, we did. Refresh your email. Oh, I forgot. We over here in another conference. So you have that. Now I think the kind of GMs of teams is going to be the next, like, coaches get paid immensely. And then, obviously the coordinators. But in between that is the person that's like your right-hand man, how you structure your team, structure your organization. We see that with Matt Rule over there, where he's coming in and the structure is very, very detailed. That's the next, like, big, important position in the football operations. The other one is the people that can influence the schedules within your program, the schedule makers. Because when you play people and how you play them is going to dictate, especially if it goes to a 16-team playoff. Because at the end of the day, once you get in, records don't matter. You get what I'm saying? Because once you win, let's just say, Florida State this year.
say that, they undefeated. Say just for whatever reason, they're the number 3 or 4 seed. Okay, their quarterback's out, but somehow they still get that 4 seed. Here come Bama. Okay, it don't matter. We got 2. We just going to bowl you over. Here comes Ohio State. And then next thing you know, you can it's like coming in the wild card. Now you can get in there. Baseball, it's all that stuff. So I think it's these positions that aren't the known are going to start to be more prominent.
Yeah, there's that's good. There's also been discussed. Where do you want to take it? Do you want to talk about the divisions with him, or what are you thinking?
Yeah, let's just take ID here really quick since we're at the top of the hour, and then we'll get right back to it.
This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. Also online at theticketfm.com.
On the internet.
KNTK FM Firth, 93.7 The Ticket.
The reason we got to that, Jay, was because we were talking about Texas and Oklahoma.
Mm-hmm.
Both their ADs won 9 conference games instead of 8 when they get to the SEC. So what does success look like for those 2 schools in year 1? Do they have to go 9-3 or better? Does Texas have to make it back to the playoff? Like what's success or failure for them year 1 in the SEC? I give you their schedules.
If I'm no, you don't need to. I think for Texas, I think they find a way to get into the playoff. Oklahoma, I think it's still, you're right below that. Oklahoma, I think, has to show that they can hang. Texas already has shown going down to Bama and beating them on a national televised game, and then going toe-to-toe with Washington, and quite frankly, gave that game away. So they Texas has shown where I just respect good football. They have shown, like Ohio State did when Urban was there, just this year, right? So we haven't seen it over a huge amount of time, that their game is portable. You want to go and get in a white knuckle game and get in a foxhole? I can play like that. If you want to play, basketball on grass, we got the athletes to do that. And then we get into like situational football. They've improved on that. You want to know why I think they improved on that? When they played Alabama the year before at Texas, that's how they lost. They took the lumps, learned from it, and then lose their identity. So they are, I think, farther ahead in this,
That's
measuring
what I felt too.
than Oklahoma. Oklahoma's Achilles heel has always been physicality. Can you hang? And listen, Oklahoma in for a rude awakening. Listen, I'm telling you right now. Listen, you gonna do it.
Even like even Mississippi States and Ole Miss.
You took the words right. They gonna think like, because right now when you think of physicality in the SEC, you think Georgia. And Bama.
Yeah.
Listen, when they
even
break,
Kentucky,
when you break the huddle. And this is the team that's one of the most physical teams on the sneak. With my boy, was it Jankovic or whatever his name is at Missouri, Mr. Stand on Business.
Drinkwitz.
Yep. Hey, Missouri gonna knock you dead in your face. I'm telling you.
Yeah.
And both on offense and defensive line, there's no fair dodging. Tennessee's gonna do it.
Yeah.
Kentucky's gonna do it. You said Mississippi State. Some of the most physical offensive linemen that I played against in the league came from Mississippi State. Robert Hicks, just like a mountain. Like I was just be thinking, where did he get these brothers at, man?
Even like Auburn.
Yeah, and that's Auburn just going to be.
Yeah.
That's just how Auburn is.
Plays right.
Yeah, it don't matter who the coach is. They're going to be the hard heads. So your work's cut out for you because Oklahoma hasn't recruited with the knowledge or the want to get there. Right? Remember when they played Alabama? They were down 28-0. They thought they could with Kyler Murray. It wasn't working. They haven't recruited. Whereas Texas has recruited to being bigger, faster, stronger across the line.
Yep.
And why? Sark came from where? Bama.
Washington.
I don't know what's going on out here, man. I don't know what it is, man. The text line, I don't know what it is, man. I don't have much time to defend myself today because we got the strict holiday on Thursday.
You already know.
And then 5 o'clock, we got my man Grayson coming in, and then I got to bounce at like 5:45. I don't know what it is, man. I don't know if this is a coup or whatever, because you got my man Harrison in there. He been giving me the stank eye, so I got to deal with him as soon as I get out of here.
Let me just ask you this one question, then you get back on your good graces. The other thing we talked about in hour one, Nebraska basketball transfer portal. Jamarcus Lawrence, Eli Rice, Matar Diop have all found home. So Jamarcus at Rhode Island, Matar Diop, Loyola Marymount, and Eli Rice at Penn State. Most surprising, least surprising transfer.
Where they ended up?
Yeah.
I'm probably surprised. I'm surprised by Jamarcus Lawrence and Diop because it's like, like I would probably say Eli Rice I could say Eli Rice because of the fit. Because Penn State gonna play D. You gotta play D at Penn State, right? I mean, so
if you think you just gonna go out there and just be free nilly and willy,
that ain't happening.
I don't think it's gonna happen.
Penn State is one back. That ain't happening at Penn State.
Yeah.
Now, if you were at another, so
that's the same thing. It's like
it. But here's this different. The style, or like, okay, you went to Penn State, like like you.
That's what
you
I
downgraded,
said.
bro.
That's what
like,
I said.
Right?
That's what I said.
And there's nothing against Penn State, but you downgraded, and then also
you was next up.
You're more constrained there.
Yeah, they know you. They know.
But
you.
I'm saying strict. Just for, like you've seen Penn State has been. They're a tough. It's a tough
style.
It's a style. They are a rock 'em, sock 'em, right? And defensively, right? Well, that's your problem. So you're not going anywhere where you could just totally focus on offense or something like that. Like, okay, here's an example I'll get to. Imani Bates, right? When he left, was at Memphis, right? He went to Eastern Michigan off the beaten path, and he just would
he knew he was going to be able to just do us this naive
and hit you with 30 points, right? And that allowed him to parlay that into, he's been up and down in the NBA. So that's surprising. I think all three are surprising. And then the first two, we have not been in those conversations. You probably know more than me. I would like to think those two had the same conversation as Eli Rice, but those two, specifically Jamarcus Lawrence, you already set here, bro.
Well, I say I like,
and then, but you
I
go
say
to
there
Rhode
was
Island?
more worry about him because it ain't the coach's fault. It ain't the staff. They gave you every opportunity for you to step into a position and own it. Like it was given to you to own it.
Yes.
And
I agree.
it's up to you to put up the numbers and do what you need to do, work on your game, whatever you need to work on to own it. It was given to you.
Right.
You didn't do that. So now they have to go out and find because
Somebody
you
that's
didn't
gonna own it. Right.
So he probably didn't want the smoke of the competition because who's coming is true shooting guards and some size and and he's not a true, like if Jamarcus was like me, it's different.
Right.
But he's not like me.
Yeah.
Like I can do it because I'm 6'3" and I was 215 and
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
so
so
I can play
you 2, 3, 4 if you need to.
Right?
Right. Yeah.
He's not built like that.
Yeah.
That's the issue.
Yeah.
So yes, he can score. Yes, he can defend, but he's defending one, maybe two.
Right.
Because he couldn't hold
Not
Terrence
Shannon,
Shannon's.
not
he
Wade
couldn't
Taylor
hold
is his size.
He couldn't hold Terrence Shannon's jock.
Yeah.
So there you go.
I just think that
his draws.
You went to Rhode Island and Loyola Marymount. I like that because it gives them a little bit of up and down. But you went to Rhode Island, bro. You could have went to Duquesne.
That part, like
you could have went to anywhere.
Even Jaup was even more in line to step into a role. Like I'm like,
because they would have worked with. Yeah, they would have worked with you.
Alex gone.
Yeah.
The other center,
Brink.
No, that left.
Oh, Blaze.
Oh,
Blaze
Keita.
Keita.
Yeah.
Blaze gone. Alex gone. And there's no one at this point. There's no one coming, my boy.
Yeah, you're thinking 16 to 18 minutes for sure.
Minimum.
Right. That's what I'm saying. I'm just saying that's the Mr. T starter kit. That's the bottom line.
And my game is how can I get to rink mass style? They know you can shoot. You're just raw. Let's work on some raw
rink
skills.
mass plus your athletic ability.
More.
And let me add some toughness.
Got more handle,
right?
More toughness, more bounce.
Yep.
But let me get to what he can do
and finish around the rim.
Man, shoot!
I don't know what they be thinking. Listen, I always say I don't know what they be thinking. Guess what? My answer is they don't be thinking. Hey, Strick, they don't be thinking. What you thinking about, Nathan? Hey, Strick, what you think about, Nathan?
That's an actual factual.
You talking actual factual?
That's a WTF moment.
You talking factual tonight?
Yeah, we talking some facts.
Hey, stay tuned. We got Old
6-7.
School Thirsty Thursday coming up to lead off Old School. Then Strick and Cluster.
Yeah.
6 to 7.
6-7.
We talk facts. For Strick, for Jay, this is Austin during On the Block. Catch us again tomorrow from 2 to 4. Big thanks to Nebco for sponsoring the show.
BRON. You about to see it. You hear it first. It's going to be like the Boston Celtics.
Constructors is now hiring for all positions, with laborers starting at $23 and up based on experience.